Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back reacting to the season 1 finale of Euphoria. This episode is called "And Salt the Earth Behind You." I am very excited to jump into the season finale. And before you say something, don't worry. I will be watching the special extra episodes before season 2, so no worries there. But things are really popping off. Things are getting a little crazy, a little wild, a little spooky. What happened last time on Euphoria? So last time Rue was hella depressed and didn't want to get out of bed, and I was like, "Yo, I feel that." I got a little real with you guys for a minute there, and I almost cried. It's fine. Don't worry. um, but she had to go through some stuff, and then her mom helped her out. And meanwhile, Jules went to hang out with a kid from her old school, and then went to this rave and was tripping balls and thought she was making out with Nate, but she was really making out with this girl. And she was seeing Nate and this girl Andrew all interchangeably while they were banging, and it was weird and probably not great for her mental health. And then we also had Nate calling the cops on Fez, and they have to dump all their drugs and stuff, so hopefully nothing bad happens to Fez and his brother. I'm really not sure what is gonna happen. Also last episode was it was mainly Cassie's episode, so we saw a lot of her backstory, including how her father left her family when she was young. And I didn't realize watching the episode, but when I watched it back, when I was editing, her dad is Hunter from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What? No way. Maybe him talking without his British accent threw me off or something, but I was like, yo. At least I'm pretty sure that's who it was. So and he's freaking fantastic in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I don't know why I didn't recognize him. But we got a lot of context for why Cassie is the way that she is. Doesn't necessarily excuse some of her actions, namely cheating on her boyfriend. That's really the only bad thing that she's done, is cheating on her boyfriend. Everything else is just you do you, Cassie. And she's pregnant, and her and McKay are, I believe, making the choice to not go through with it. So we'll see how that develops as well. I think those are all the important things that I remember from the last episode. So before we jump into the season finale, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me, and it helps my channel out a lot. If you're new here or find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. I just recently crossed 5,000 subscribers, so that's really exciting for me. I never really thought I would reach that type of milestone ever, so if you are one of those people, thanks, man. You're dope. But other than that, if you want to see the full uncut version of this season finale reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. It is linked in the description. I post full uncuts for everything I watch over there. So if you're interested in that, consider checking it out. Otherwise, let's jump into the season 1 finale of Euphoria. I'm decked out in Minnesota gear right now. Got the Minnesota hat, got the Twins jersey on. We grinding up in here. It's almost baseball season, man. You gotta have the Twins repping the Twins, you know? You know what it is? Anyone from Minnesota, I somewhat mentioned this last time. People not from Minnesota might see all the Minnesota stuff and be like, that's a little excessive. But if you're from Minnesota, there is nothing quite like Minnesota pride. All day. One of us. All right, that's random tangent. Probably won't even make it in the video. It's whatever. But we're going to start the episode now.
Is Vicodin?
Yes.
Does
5 milligrams.
Does she tell them that she's a drug addict?
Kidney infections are extremely painful.
I'm sure.
I mean,
Unless
she could just tell them that she's a recovering opiate addict, like has a recovering opiate addiction.
According to the paperwork that your mother filled out, it appears that you have some pretty extreme substance abuse issues. So
Yeah,
I think you're right. You should just stick with Tylenol.
bless up to the doctor.
And kept me there for 3 days. It was actually really nice. I love hospitals.
Why?
Because when you're in a hospital, you have 0 responsibilities.
Fair.
It's also the best place to be in the event of a mass shooting. Unless the gunman kills all the surgeons.
That's also true.
Did all this happen because I left?
Yes. Liar. It super did happen because you left.
For everyone who was calling me manic, I was like 92% correct.
Yeah, I mean, facts though.
Jules,
Rue, you look fucking amazing.
Deeply.
Listen. Zendaya can make most things look great, but that outfit is dangerously close to not being attractive on her.
And then you guys like hook up or something?
They did.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy.
And then they literally did hook up.
Me and sort of like pushed me down and like kissed me. And she fucking bit me. Like what?
Ooh. Yo, Jules, what's up with you? Why are you being weird? You're being like super affectionate.
By the way, fuck Nate Jacobs. Fuck Nate Jacobs.
Indeed.
I know you're not supposed to say this kind of shit out loud. If I ever had the chance, I would fuck you.
What is Jules's outfit?
Your daughter is gonna be funny and smart and outgoing. You'll
Jules.
see it instantly from a young age.
What's the vibe you're going for?
She'll be kind and sensitive.
Listen, I get Jules has like a certain personality, but that outfit is atrocious.
You'll struggle to understand her.
Lexi!
Beautiful.
She does. Lexi is best girl.
The night terrors that can't be
Catherine.
interrupted.
Change outfits. What is that? You trying to go to this dance looking like a dominatrix? What is this?
Do you have a date?
No. To fight to hold her in your arms. To tell her it's okay.
You think this makes me look stupid?
I mean,
Not in the least.
I mean, not. I wouldn't say it makes you look stupid.
From meal to meal.
Okay,
Of losing her
screw him, but he looks good in that suit.
This organization.
I will.
Adios, mija. Hasta mañana.
You'll feel as helpless to help her as she does herself.
I've barely been listening to what her mom has been saying because it's just like, it's almost like background noise.
You'll look for help from people who aren't helpful.
Oh, Lexi, it's okay, Lexi. Oh, Fez about to go do some dirty work. Fez looking like a Sith
But
Lord
if you
right
remain
here.
calm and patient,
Catherine,
if you listen closely,
do you have like an overcoat that you could wear with that to like complement the outfit? Like, I feel like that thing could work if you had like a small little, not like a coat, but like a light little thing, just like cover your shoulders. I don't know. Don't be friends with her again. Don't smile at her. Don't fight her. Fight her.
Most people peak in high school.
I definitely haven't peaked.
I feel like I'm
Yeah,
not
Maddie
even a
is
person
super
yet.
gonna peak in high school.
Always had like this overwhelming anxiety that something bad would happen.
In all fairness, last summer there were like 3 weeks where I thought you were dead.
Okay, but she's been sober for like 3 months.
Kinda. She had some Tylenol.
Bad husbands.
Ayo. But you going off to text that girl, and it's, yeah, Rue's noticing. Yo, the lighting in that bathroom is terrible. Okay, that's...
First of all, ew.
I agree.
Second of all, ew.
I agree again. Oh, there's the butt.
I just got a lot of shit on my mind, okay?
Like right now, like during sex?
Stop.
Stop what?
Talking. Stop talking. Fuck.
Okay, I'm officially turned on. Kinda like how you fuck me, but you're not hard anymore.
Keep talking. Come on, keep fucking talking.
Nathaniel.
Huh?
Nathaniel. Chief, bud. You're psychotic. I mean, we knew this already, but...
Sexuality is a spectrum.
What the fuck are you
It's not like anyone's 100% straight or 100% gay.
Oh, that is 100% bullshit.
I mean, some people might be. I think I am. I don't know. I mean, that's a book. Nate doesn't read. What's in that book? That's obviously suspicious. Nate doesn't read anything. Oh no. Oh no. That's the oh, that's the one with Jules and his dad. Maddie just has that?
What I know is this relationship you two have is not sustainable,
True facts.
and it's only a matter of time before it takes both of you down. Sometimes it's time to let go.
I agree. Why is this show making me think that he's like a decent dude? I mean, he's probably also psychotic, but like the show is putting in some work to make him not seem awful. You just staring at yourself while you whack it? That's some narcissistic stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of struggles, he's had a lot off of the field. It's been a big topic of conversation, not only around the team, but also in this community. Here's the big question, can he overcome that?
Bro, are they talking about this on the loudspeaker? Why would you do that? Both of her butt cheeks are like out. Where's the chaperones? Yo, fight. There better be a fight.
Can you dance?
Fuck yeah.
Girl, that man fumbled the bag. First guy fumbled so hard. What's that say? I can't read that. God, I miss you.
Jules!
Did I say can't believe you're in high school? How'd she know the specific one?
Why don't you kiss
I wanna kiss you.
Because the vibe is wrong.
me? No, why don't you?
No, she doesn't. She wants the other
I
girl.
want you to want to kiss me so bad that you don't even ask.
That's not good. Consent is required. Ethan, my boy, deserves better than Catherine.
Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah. that night at the carnival when you were flirting with that girl, I don't know, I just had like this reaction and I just like hated you. Whether that's fair or not, I don't know.
Okay, she's being honest.
Kat, I liked you since I sat down next to you.
Give it a shot.
You know, I mean, like, is one of us gonna get hurt? Yeah, probably. But I'll do my best to make sure that it's me.
Nah, kiss. Mwah. You are crying. No, kiss. Haven't done this in a while. Mwah. Yes. Gang gang. All right, Catherine, back on the path to redemption, baby. Your personality is no longer garbage. Still some suspect outfit choices, but that's all right. Wow. She seems genuinely happy in that moment. Oh, Lexi hyping him up. Let's go! Yo, Lexi is best girl. Just from a distance. Let's go! She bring the gat? Blah, blah, blah. Rupert, stay strapped, bruh.
Cassie?
Oh, yo, this is a hard cut in a different direction. Is this a flat? No, this is a flashback, right? This is probably right after her conversation with McKay. I'm guessing this is before the dance. This is an abrupt change of pace. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to make jokes during this because it's a serious topic. She's going to abort. Drop it. Yeah! You suck.
Why do I feel like you're the reason Fez's house got raided?
You know, sometimes when you do illegal shit, bad things happen.
You ever done anything?
I'll just show your dad's life. I'll fucking burn your whole shit to the ground. Because I personally have no problem walking into any police station and telling them that Nate Jacobs' daddy likes to fuck little kids.
You're spending all your time with someone who's gonna leave you and won't even remember who the fuck you are in 10 years.
I mean, I think she realizes he's right in that particular sentence, but you know, I think she's been saying those things to herself over the past episode or two, and to have him say it sucks, but it might be a realization she needs to step away from Jules.
You may have won the game, but you lost control of the team.
What does that
In
mean?
the long run, if you don't lead, you're gonna lose.
Just because the receivers can't catch a ball? You lost control of the team because your wideouts got brick hands. Were you trying to intimidate him?
I said take a step back.
Get your fucking hands up, you fucking faggots! Get the fuck off! Get the fuck off!
Stop fighting!
Fuck you! Fuck you!
You need to stop.
Fuck you!
You had enough?
Fuck you! Get the fuck off me!
Keep it up.
Huh? Get off!
Huh? Oh, you think you're tough now, huh? Huh? Come on, Nate.
Wow, he is such a good actor. I mean, straight up though, you challenge your papa like that? You challenge your dad like that? You try and mess him up? he gonna put you on the ground. Jesus. This kid's destroying his house. Man's thought he was tough. Can challenge his dad. With the toxic masculinity that he's probably learned from him. And it didn't go the way he wanted it to. He's an impeccable actor, though. That was... whoo. He was really giving it everything.
Jules, are you in love with Anna?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's known her for like 8 minutes. Jules is a fickle bitch.
Anna loves me.
No.
Yeah.
No, she ain't. If Jules is so easily swayed that she's in love with this chick after knowing her for like a day, that's crazy. The Bible on audiobook.
Okay.
This presentation is brought to you by Audible. Can Sydney Sweeney actually do this stuff? Like, is she good at figure skating? Yeah, that's rough. She's got to go to her previous happy place.
I ain't here to hurt you. But if you fuck around, I swear to God, I'll fucking kill you.
That's traumatic. Guys, is that guy password 6969? God dang, son. Oh, good he didn't kill him. This song's so good. I like the part where it goes whoop. Okay, that kid's gonna grow up with some issues.
Hold on.
It's very interesting how they like are cutting back and Fez has no music because it's like a serious thing. That kid's gonna grow up to be a killer.
I heard you got raided.
They ain't find nothing though. Ain't got shit on me. So we all good?
Do they care if there's a little bit of blood on the money? Yo. Rupert, come to your senses. She's trying so hard to hang on to this relationship. And she knows that it's not.
Okay, come on.
Leave her, Rupert.
It's gonna be amazing.
Rupert, say no. Come on, Rupert. Break it off, Rupert. Break it off. Go home, Rupert. No, you don't. No, you don't. You love being wanted. Good choice. Good choice. They were not good for each other.
No matter what you say or do or wish, the decision will be all hers. And all you can do is
She had to
hope
make that decision.
she gives herself the chance she deserves.
Right there. To let go of Jules, I think, had to make an active decision. Give up part of her addiction. please don't turn straight back to drugs. I don't even know like what to say right now. I'm just kind of watching this little montage unfold.
We were alone.
Oh, that's the sweatshirt that she was wearing in rehab. Is that her dad's sweatshirt? I don't know which of these scenes are like when they're taking place, or like the importance of them in this moment. She had to walk home from the train? No! Rupert! You were doing so good.
Daddy ain't at home, no. Gotta be a man.
This almost sounds like Zendaya's singing.
Hey, just for your love.
I'm so like, just like. Probably so much of this episode is going over my head, and I. Yo, this is gonna be so hard to edit with all this copyrighted music. God dang it. That's all I can think about right now. This is gonna get claimed 8 times.
Till then.
Oh my god. I don't know what the frick just. That's. I have no idea what to make of the last like 15 minutes of this episode. Like so many things happened that I just don't. I don't know how to like describe like where are we in terms of any conflict resolution. I mean like I understand what physically happened, I think, but I'm not sure like where the characters are in their individual mindsets. And I don't know what this means. I think I know Rue relapsed after like a montage of her life and her mom, like seeing a supercut of like her mom, who's generally been pretty chill, if a little overbearing a little bit this season, seeing her then be like cruel was like weird. I don't know. I have no idea what to think of the finale. It's kind of wild. Okay. I don't know how to talk about this episode because I feel like so much happened. Like so many things happened in this episode that it's like I don't know if this episode had a central theme or like in particular like something that it was trying to do other than kind of showing the falling apart of Rue and Jules' relationship. I don't know if most of the other like the rest of the episode had a clear directive, if that makes sense. Like the editing was very confusing, where they would cut back and forth between like the present day dance and then cutting back to like the days prior to the dance from various characters' perspectives, and like you're kind of checking in on like where each of these characters are mentally and stuff, but you don't really go too in depth into any one of them for it to have much emotional impact. Some things I did like though. I liked Kat finally kind of trying to give up her like bad girl persona a little bit and just being vulnerable and honest with Ethan and being like, yo, I really, really liked you and I still do, and I got scared. And then Ethan being like, yo, it's possible and probably likely that one of us will get hurt in this relationship, but I'm gonna try and make sure that it's me and not you. So let's go be together. And that was cute. And Lexi from the table just like, yeah, like that was great. Other important things that I think were touched on were Cassie's abortion. They didn't really dive into any like the impact that it had on her. I mean, maybe we'll touch on that in season 2. But in terms of this episode, they definitely didn't like, it almost made it seem like she was just like real chill and like cool now that she got an abortion. Like when she goes to the dance, she's like, oh, this is great. Like first time since freshman year that I'm not in love with someone. Is that like them saying like her and McKay broke up without like showing it? Because I feel like that would have been helpful to show. But she seems just like remarkably content throughout the whole episode, which was a little weird given the fact that they kept cutting back to her getting an abortion, and you're like the two vibes of the character didn't really like gel, in my opinion. Like it felt weird. Like if they were gonna cut back and forth to her abortion, I feel like they should have focused more on her for that section of the episode, right? But they were cutting to that from scenes of other characters, and it just felt disconjointed. I mean, the episode as a whole was still really good. It's just like a lot of this, like the editing of this episode felt weird. I don't know how to explain it fully. Fez is getting in some trouble, bro. So he goes to this doctor and like robs this doctor of his money, and we don't know what the solution or like what the resolution to that interaction is. He gave the drug dealers the money and it's covered in blood. It's like, I don't think he killed this doctor. He just kind of like messed him up a little bit. Hopefully there's no like prints anywhere or anything like that, but I feel like Fez is just, he's like accidentally getting himself deeper and deeper into this drug dealing game, and it's not going well. Lexi's fantastic. She had a brief little moment where she's like, how do you know who to hook up with? And it made it seem like she had someone specific in mind. And I thought we were going to then cut to like a scene of her, because it cuts to a close-up of her face, but then it's just her in the car on the way to the abortion. And it's like, okay, it's weird, I guess, but whatever. And then we had some like we had some resolution, but not resolution with Nate and Maddie, where they're just like, they're being so weird, and they had he can't get hard while trying to have sex with her because he's thinking of dudes or whatever, or he's thinking of Jules, or he's thinking of who, God knows what. And they have another moment where he like straight up like chokes her again, and it's like, dude, you're insane. And there's a weirdly poignant moment from his dad where he's talking to Maddie, and he's like, you guys are not good for each other. This is not going to last. You're smart. Just end this. Like, let it go. And like, if you don't, it's going to take you both down. And I think by the end, when they're like dancing together, I think she's like coming to that realization and vocalizing that to him, but I'm not 100% sure, because they've had multiple moments throughout the season where like they've been like, oh, we're done, we're broken up, and then they just get back together. So it's like, who knows what's going to happen with that. But there was a pretty emotional moment with Nate and his dad. So Nate has been trying to like assert his dominance over his father kind of throughout the season, right? Like he has this knowledge of who he is as a person, right? Like he's aware. He's like, you're not a perfect man. And I don't know if he knew that his son had seen all these tapes about him or anything like that until some point in the season, who knows. But like Nate is trying to like assert that power over everyone in his life. He's trying to be the dominant force. And the last like hurdle that he needs to climb kinda is to be dominant over his dad. And his dad is definitely not perfect. Like he's got a decent chunk of toxic masculinity to work through. And he is technically a pedophile. I think. I'm pretty sure. It's very weird because like the show, like the first time you meet him, he's banging a child, literally. And like he seemingly does that on the regular. At least, well, he may not bang children on the regular, but he bangs transgender individuals or boys in general. And at least one time it was a child. So we're kind of meant to dislike him immediately, and then throughout the series they're kind of putting in a lot of work to make it seem like he's not a bad person, but he definitely has some ingrained toxic masculinity in him, and he's like, some of that has dripped down to his son, but then a lot of that domination has been ingrained in his son, and his son's trying to step up on him. And you know, I feel like a lot of people will see that scene and maybe think that it's like a horrific thing of like oh, like look at how he pins his son down like that, and it was uncomfortable, definitely. But I feel like as a dude watching that scene, it's like, yo, you try and step up on your dad like that, like regardless of whether your dad is a dominant guy, like the dominant daddy or whatever, you try and step up on your dad and push your dad around. If he's stronger than you and he pins you down, like for the most part, he was just pinning him down to like the bed, be like, stop fighting. And then eventually things got a little heated, and he kind of threw him onto the ground and pinned him down. And then Nate started freaking out, and he's realizing, I think a lot of things were happening in that moment in his head. He's realizing, like, one, he's not where he wants to be in terms of like the dominant force or whatever. Like he's still under his dad, like figuratively and technically literally in that moment. But like he's not his own man. Like the things that he has inherited from his father, personality wise and mentally or whatever, is still has a hold over him. And he's also just dealing with all of his like internal identity crisis stuff, so he just like freaks out. But then it just like cuts back to the dance, and it's like nothing happened, and he's psychotic again, and it's just like, I don't know what to make of this episode, because they're showing all these emotional scenes and all these different things, and then they're just cutting back to like a normal dance. Not a normal dance. There's a weird dance. But it's just like, it's very confusing. I don't know what to make of this episode. But I feel like the main thing we're supposed to be keeping an eye on is Rue and Jules and their relationship, and how it's kind of crumbling, right? And I watched the after episode thing, and they made it seem like there's still a future for this relationship, and that like we're supposed to want them together. But I felt for a while now that it's like super clear that they should not be together. Like that it's not as toxic as Nate and Maddie. Like it's not that type of toxic, but it's not it's not healthy. Like they're very like codependent on each other in different ways, where like I feel like Jules is like, I don't know how to explain how she factors into this relationship, because she's like she desperately, like sometimes it feels like she only wants Rue when she feels unwanted by other things, or like when she's feeling low, like she just wants validation from Rue and she doesn't actually love her. But then like again in the after episode, they're like, they made it seem like they both actually love each other romantically. But I feel like so much of this episode and the previous episodes were making it very clear that like Jules is not on the same level. And even Nate says it in the episode. He's like, you will break up and she will forget who you are in 10 years. Like you are a blip on the radar for her. Like she may be the whole world to you right now, but you are nothing more than a bump in the road for her. And I feel like that's true. Like I feel like Jules does not feel remotely the same about this relationship, and she's just kind of like going with the flow, right? Like I don't know what happened to Jules in the last like 2 episodes since the Halloween thing. Really, like her mindset has just been so weird, and where she's just like not like, I mean, she almost seems a little bipolar right now, where she's just like, yeah, whatever, let's run away, let's do it, like I love you. And it's like, but she's like, you also love this other girl that you've known for 5 minutes. Like how is this remotely healthy? And Jules, or Rue, is slowly realizing like, this is not good for me. I think like she's realizing that Jules does not feel the same way, and I think she realized like that the relationship is ending. And then Nate said that thing to her, and maybe she was trying to desperately hold on, and so she suggested running away together, and then realized that it was an awful decision, like horrible decision. And she thinks about her family and all the things she's put them through, and how this super won't work out because Jules is not remotely as invested in this as Rue is. But then again, in the after episode, they made it seem like it was like a split second thing where she was like, oh, everything was great until the train moment, and then she realizes it's wrong, but the love is still there. But like I feel like that what they're saying about that doesn't gel with what we saw on the screen. So I don't know. I'm just like very confused about what I'm supposed to, like what the takeaway from this episode is supposed to be. There's probably so much of this episode that just like went over my head. Like if you're more inclined to know what the frick just happened, in the comments, definitely let me know. But like I'm not sure what the takeaway was supposed to be, especially for the last like from 50 minutes on, 55 minutes on from the like after the train scene. The last like 10 minutes of this episode, I'm very confused about like the purpose of it, especially like that, like the montage, like they're just showing a montage of everything Rue's been through. I mean, I guess to show that like awful things have happened to her. But then they just like they intercut that with scenes of like her mom and her freaking out, and her mom being like weirdly cruel to her, to show like maybe their home life isn't perfect still, but like then also intercutting scenes of like her mom giving her a bath, and then her dad dying and her taking the sweatshirt, and then she snorts some pills or coke or whichever drug she snorted at the end, and she starts tripping, and they have this weird like flash mob scene, and then the episode ends. It's like, what? Like, I'm guessing this is signifying that Rue is back on her like downward spiral, in terms of her life falling apart. because you know, she was clean, she was clean. Like she gave up her addiction to drugs for a while, but she just like interchanged it for her addiction to Jules. And then once she ended her addiction to Jules, like she made that decision when they were talking about, they're intercutting the speech with the mom where she was like, you know, it has to be her choice to get clean and be a different person. In this episode, it almost felt like her not going with Jules was getting clean of that addiction, but now she just immediately turns back to her drug addiction. And it's like, I don't know like what the moral of this episode's story is supposed to be. It was like I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like this is not one of those post episode finale discussions where I'm like, this sucked. Like this ain't the Lucifer finale where I was like, this blows. like I enjoyed this. I'm just confused. So I don't know if you guys are able to shed some light on the situation. Let me know, because I have no freaking idea. I assume we'll maybe get some more info on the special episodes, right? Because the special episodes are focused on Jules and Rue each, like they each get one. And then season 2 happens, and I heard season 2 is kind of wild as well. So man, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this episode. I definitely didn't dislike it, for sure. Like I enjoyed it a lot, but I'm just very confused. So yeah. I mean, like it made me sad. I feel like that's becoming a predominant emotion for me with these episodes. Is it makes me sad watching these kids' lives fall apart and them consistently falling back on old habits and it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know what to think. But those are just my thoughts. I've been talking for a while, just kind of rambling, saying the same things over and over again. Let me know what you guys think of this episode down in the comments below. I would really appreciate your thoughts and maybe some insight into what we're supposed to take away from this episode. That would mean a lot. Again, if you like my reaction, leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me. If you're new here, find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. This is a long reaction, so I'll probably have to cut a decent chunk, especially with all that copyrighted music. I'm gonna have to mute so much of my edited video. So if you want to see the full uncut with no muting or all that jazz, check out my Patreon. It is linked in the description below or in one of the end boxes. But other than that, I think that's all I got. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the special episodes.